Macron issues new strict protocol on UK's travellers as Omicron variant slowly spreading across EU. The Omicron variant could push French authorities to restrict travel from the UK to France and impede Brits hoping to spend Christmas on the other side of the Channel, new reports show. On top of the current rules imposed on all travellers going to France from the UK, the French government could toughen up the protocol. Gabriel Attal, the official government spokesperson, told France Info Radio on Tuesday morning authorities will reveal new rules later this week. He said, "We're looking into how we might strengthen our framework, and that's the work that is going on currently, and I think might be completed in a few days." There are now at least 133 Omicron cases in France, according to Mr. Attal. However, the actual number is likely higher because not all positive cases are tested for the variant. As of now, travelling to France from the UK requires a negative COVID test, PCR or antigen, taken within 48 hours of the departure time for all travellers over the age of 12 regardless of their vaccination status. Tighter restrictions could mean additional PCR tests on arrival in France, paid by the UK travellers themselves. This new rule would be similar to what travellers coming to the UK already face. They must take a pre-departure test and self-isolate until they receive a negative result from a post-arrival PCR test in the UK. According to the UK Foreign Office, face masks are mandatory in all enclosed public spaces. While it is no longer a requirement to wear a mask in all outdoor public spaces in France, it remains mandatory in a number of departments. Please check local guidance for more information. Across France, masks are still compulsory in large gatherings, queues, markets and stadiums. Wearing masks on public transport is compulsory for all users aged 11 and over, with fines for those who are not compliant. Masks are also compulsory in taxis and private hire vehicles without a plexiglass screen. If you're hoping to access the likes of bars, restaurants, museums, cinemas, you'll need a pass sanitaire. This is required for anyone aged 12 or over, and can include either showing proof of a vaccination certificate, or a negative COVID test taken within the last 24 hours. Of course, France is a popular destination for ski holidays in the winter, being home to plenty of the world's best ski resorts for skiers of all abilities. Currently, you won't be required to have a pass sanitaire in order to access the ski lifts if you're planning to hit the slopes, although you will still need it for the bars and restaurants in the resorts. France isn't the only country to have tightened up its rules in recent weeks due to the emergence of Omicron. Spain recently introduced a new requirement meaning that Brits must be fully vaccinated to visit, while Switzerland had originally introduced a mandatory 10-day quarantine for UK travellers, although this has subsequently been scrapped in favour of strict testing rules. Last week, France ordered nightclubs to close for 4 weeks to tackle the spread that put the country's hospitals under strain. Earlier this month, Jean-François Delfraissy, an immunologist and current president of the French Scientific Council, warned that Omicron could be the dominant COVID-19 strain in France by the end of January. He said, "We should see a progressive rise of the Omicron variant, which will take over from Delta." According to its chief executive Jack Damas, Eurostar bookings have more than halved already. Following the new restrictions initiated by Boris Johnson as part of Plan B to slow down the spread of COVID, the cross-channel rail operator said cancellations have been on the rise. More passengers are cancelling or rearranging planned trips than booking new ones for the Christmas and New Year period, said Eurostar. Mr. Damas said in a statement, "We understand and support the need for governments to take actions against COVID-19 to protect public health. However, as the government itself confirmed last week, the Omicron variant is likely to be dominant in the UK very soon, which makes additional restrictions on travel rather redundant. It comes at a heavy price for the industry and brings an unwelcome additional cost for passengers at an expensive time of year." Eurostar chief executive insisted that there were already robust measures in place to allow people who need to do so to travel safely. He added, "We, therefore, ask governments to urgently remove the additional testing which is unfairly impacting the travel industry and our passengers who seek to reunite with friends and family over the Christmas period."